Hello there, I'm Taylor Ogburn with Performance.io, and today I wanted to show you guys some plug-and-play items and how to set them up in classifications. Alright, so really two ways to get this done, and let me paint a scenario for you so you can understand how this might work. In this scenario, the job is roughly $10,000 with a 12% classification on it. Of that total, roughly $2,000 is the cost of a dehumidifier. We want to bonus our crew $25 for every dehumidifier they install. We do not want to bonus them 12% for that same dehumidifier. So how do we go setting this up? Like I said, there's really two routes to get to this answer. In option one, we would create the job with the cost of the dehumidifier pre-deducted from the total revenue. And then we're going to add a dehumidifier to the job that then increases the revenue and adds that $25 as bonus. Now, this is the most straightforward way of doing it, but creating a job pre-deducting the total revenue, depending on your situation, that could actually be really challenging for the guys, trying to figure out how much in each thing that they need to deduct. And you may be able to do this for them, but either way, we're pushing a lot of work on either your crew or you, right? In option two, we're going to work to change that, but it's a little less intuitive up front. What we're going to do is create the job with the total revenue, no math needed. We're going to add a dehumidifier that subtracts the correct amount of bonus from the job. So this is actually a negative bonus, but it's going to leave enough room for the correct amount, that $25 that we want. So let's show you how to do that. In option one, I've got a job put in here for $8,353.19. That is that same $10,000 that we talked about in this scenario with this amount pre-removed, right? Then I'm coming in here and adding a budget. You can see this additional budget here of $25 and $2,000 for that dehumidifier, as you can see in the retail rate here, right? So in that job, it's coming out to $1,027.38. Makes sense. Straightforward. I've taken the amount, I've reduced it, and then I'm adding in the budget for the dehumidifier. Now, again, a lot of math, good amount of clicks, a lot of process to get that done. So option two, you'll see I'm actually very, very close. I'm only 2 pennies off. It is off a little bit because of rounding, but I'll get into that in just a minute. But on this one, I was able to put in the total amount up front. And then when I'm adding the dehumidifier in via an add budget, it's removing $254, dropping it down roughly to the right amount. So when I add budget, you'll see this being removed from 12%. But same result, a lot less work, no math on the guy's side. Because I don't know if you're anything like me, I can't just quickly subtract these things. I would need a calculator. And then what if there's 2? What if there's 3? What if the numbers are all crazy, right? So let's go about how to set this up. So how to get option 2, we're going to start by taking the retail rate and multiply it by the percentage of classification you want to have it against. So if you have 2 different classifications, both of which may use dehumidifiers or whatever plug-and-play item you've got, you would want to create 2, one for each of those classifications. So in this case, I'm taking the total amount that we're charging the customer for that dehumidifier. We're multiplying it by 12% because that is the percentage that I was using in that classification. This is going to give me this amount. Then I'm going to subtract the amount that I want to bonus the crew. In this case, $25. So that leaves me with $254.14, or excuse me, not 14, 1 penny and 4 hundredths of a penny. So obviously I'm going to need to round that. So I'm going to round it to the nearest penny and make the remaining amount negative. And then I'm going to use this in rate. And that is exactly what I did right there. There you go. There's the retail rate, keeping it the same, and this is going to be an item. And I'm just notating which one I removed it from, so that way the guys know exactly what to do with that, right? And then in this one, dehumidifier, no negative, pretty straightforward. It's an item, and they can just slap it onto it, but they do have to know some math. So I hope that helps you understanding, and hopefully gives you guys a quicker, easier way to do plug-and-play items. Thank you so much. Have a great day.